Looks like we're ready to go. Well, last class of this year, right? So we're going to review some of the information that we've had before. We're going to cover some brand new ground. And I want to get some of your ideas, especially on paper, about how we can improve this class and whether or not you want an advanced class. So I've asked you to write down if you do want an advanced class, but with a show of hands, how many people would like an advanced class next year? The show of hands. Is that pretty much everyone? Okay. Okay, if you don't mind, put it down and give me ideas as to what you would like me to cover in that class. Okay? Now, I believe we have a new person here today. Please,
Hi.
would you mind standing and would you tell us why you're here?
Hi, my name's Diane, and I met Dr. Berman at the Holistic Health and Wellness Fair this past Sunday. So that's why I'm here.
Well, Diane, thank you for coming. I'm sorry it's the last class, but at least we get an idea of what's going on. And there are YouTube videos that can fill in some of this information. Okay, Mary, would you mind striking that ball, please? Very good. Now, what were you sensing as we were doing this? What did you sense? Anything? Oh,
Life
Why?
became more meaningful for me.
good. Very good.
I can absorb more of life than I used to, and I used to have a lot of fear, but then I started to connect. I am just disconnected.
Very good. She means that too. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Help me get more focused.
Good. Let
I
me get
just
more
let
focus.
myself feel it, hear it, get into it.
Very good. Well, we are awash with a field of energy. It's all around us. I don't care where it comes from. In that ball, the colors we're wearing, the people around us, I don't care what it is. I'm asking you to start sensing it so that you know what to do with it, so it gives you information all the time. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about this, but I think we've got something really good to give to you, this oil that we were talking about last week. Ruthie, would you mind explaining that just a little bit?
Yes. So, we were talking about this oil last week. The statement that was used to create, to choose to select the oils in this blend, let's see if I can find it exactly, is show me the best and most appropriate oils to add to the turmeric, myrrh, and frankincense essential oils to create a magical blend that will support the health and well-being of all of us who use it, and it will enhance the spiritual nature of the user and will transform humans into God, to turn someone, to have someone become like Jesus, is the words that Dr. Berman used. And the ingredients that are actually in this oil, the base is really, you've got the turmeric, the frankincense, and the myrrh. And then to that we added the lemon, the rosewood, the ylang-ylang, clary sage, lavender, and patchouli. Now many of those oils are also included in the InnerRx blend, which I noted was pretty amazing. And last week, the last time we spoke about how we went through, and I went through the whole query and selected oils, and it all led me back to the very beginning. So it was really magical how it all came together. This blend was made with the Trinity in mind, the power of three. There's 3 layers, and each layer was individually energized. as well as afterwards, the entire, I only made a small sample because I had to make it per the oil that I had the least of. So once I went through and worked out the proportions of what oil needed to be in which layer, I was able to determine that this was the correct amount for this period. And so that we can all, whoever wishes to try it, we can try it. I brought a little dropper, so I'll fill the dropper and I'll pass it around, and you'll, put a couple of drops, and then we can see how the energy shifts in the room. I definitely would love any feedback on these blends, but we used, to energize it, first of all, there's different techniques we use for to add as a catalyst to each layer. So once we build each layer, we can choose to have it be a floating layer, and then allow it to have overnight for the oils to work together to blend, or we can do special techniques. So we use 2 special techniques and then 1 floating. One of the special techniques is called a jewel in the lotus blend. And for that, there was 3 petals to the lotus, and then the jewel was ylang ylang. So patchouli were the 3 petals. And then the second layer was just a floating layer, which we just let it become what it needed to be. And we energized it with both the beautiful Tibetan bowl, but also with the tuning forks. That was energized with the tuning forks as well. And then the third layer, I used magic drops. And the magic drops are the oil that wasn't used in the other layers, and that was rosewood. And for me, that brought the essence of the soft, the feminine, and it was just a beautiful energy that it brought, and that was just like the little magic drops at the end of the blend. You don't mix it, and then we just energize it. So it's a pretty special feeling blend. The energy is pretty high, and can't wait for everybody to try it. I'd love feedback, so don't be shy.
And Ruthie, is this one you'll have available for us to?
I could certainly make it available. I will,
I have a feeling we'll love it.
I will have to, I will be ordering, the amounts that I would need to make it.
Okay.
You'll just pass it around. And careful, because it drops pretty fast, so.
One of the interesting parts about this new oil, the Spirit RX is what we're calling it. This one is Spirit RX. The previous one was Stress RX. When I use Stress RX, it keeps me focused here, like on level ground. I can do my work, I can relax, I can focus. When I use this one, even just smelling it, automatically I'm raised up. That's the impression I'm getting when I use the Spirit RX. Yeah. So I'll be curious to get your feedback on this one.
Home run.
Honey,
For sure.
you should share the alley story about
Well, I'll let you share it.
we had to take our dog to the vet.
Come
We
over
had to take
here.
our dog, I'm not going over there. We had to take our dog to the vet, and usually she's horrible in the back seat. She stands and she marches back and forth. I Ruthie put a little bit of the Stress RX on her neck.
Look at mine.
That dog laid in the back seat, didn't move a bit the whole time. She was like cracked. It was great.
Oh, wait a minute, how about the bath?
Huh?
The bath.
Oh yeah, we actually took her to go get a bath, and she's horrible. She hates water on her. She hates anything.
She's
on her.
12 and she's terrified of it.
She was okay.
Yeah.
I can add one more story to that one, because I've got a friend who bought some of the Stress RX, and she went to a business meeting. She's meeting her supervisor, and the numbers for their company isn't looking good. So everyone is on edge, and the supervisor, he chews people out and spits them out, and he's just really a horrible man sometimes. So he's just about ready to lay into the whole group of these people, my friend included, when she gives him a card. Just before he's ready, he's like inhaling, right, to get all this stuff out. And she gives him a card to thank him, appreciate him for all the good things he's done to help her. So he kind of pulls back a little bit, and that card was on a book that had had some of the smell on it, the Stress RX smell. Immediately, he smells this. He doesn't even look up the card. He smells the envelope and he goes, this is fantastic. What is this stuff? And he quiets down. He quiets down. Everyone's enjoying the meeting now. Right? It's interesting the way this one is already working, Stress RX. I can't wait to see the results of Spirit RX.
Wish I'd heard that story before I sent the Christmas card to my
It's not too late. It's not too late. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Okay, now, and then I'm going to ask you while you're in this state, would you mind reading this? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Because I want you, when she reads this, I want you to think about this. Okay. People are going to be asking us this season, what do we want? We're going to be asking them, what do you want? Well, I want you to think about this from the standpoint of, we're asking God, what does God want? And
Okay.
please, you can come to the front if you don't mind.
Okay. My children each year ask me the same question. After thinking about it, I decided I'd give them my real answer. What do I want for Christmas? I want you. I want you to keep coming around. I want you to bring your kids around when that time comes. I want you to ask me questions, ask my advice, tell me your problems, ask for my opinion, ask for my help. I want you to come over and rant about your problems, rant about life, whatever. Tell me about your job, your worries, your spouse, your kids, your fur babies. I want you to continue sharing your life with me. Come over and laugh with me, or laugh at me. I don't care. Hearing you laugh is music to me. I spent the better part of my life raising you the best way I knew how. And I'm not bragging, but I did a pretty darn good job. Now, give me time to sit back and admire my work. I'm pretty proud of it. Raid my refrigerator, help yourself. I really don't mind. In fact, I wouldn't want it any other way. I want you to spend your money making a better life for you and your family. I have the things I need. I want to see you happy and healthy. When you ask me what I want for Christmas, I say nothing, because you've already been giving me my gift all year. I want you. If you feel the same way, feel free to copy and paste. I did. That's Dr. Berman again.
Well, this was given to me by
Fantastic.
one of my patients. Thank you very much, Doctor. This was given to me by one of my patients, and she didn't realize what door she was opening when she gave that to us. Now, my question is, why is it so hard for us to have this relationship with God on a daily basis? Why? Why? Because that's really the truth. I mean, I don't care what faith you belong to. I don't care what God you worship. This is the truth. So why is it so hard?
Well, many of us have been programmed to think of God as this, being that's like, always watching, and you need to be afraid, and we don't really think about it in the terms of, wait a minute, this is a connection with a parent. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's
Yeah, very good. Anyone else?
No, I
Please.
agree. Because since we were kids, our parents used to struggle with everything. Say for that because your brother need to eat. Don't eat all of it, you have to give for the rest.
Right,
And it was a struggle.
right.
And we didn't understand anything more than that.
Okay.
It was only struggle.
Right.
And now we grew up,
Right.
now we are in different sphere,
Right.
okay? We in another condition of life, and everything has changed, and we start to open up our mind and to see that everything, we don't do it. God is the one that do everything.
Right.
Everything, and He is the one that guides us what to do.
Right.
And we don't have to think anymore about that money is not gonna be enough for me, it's not enough food, enough. You always say, I have abundance.
Right.
I have abundance.
Right.
Come over and we share it. And that is the way I'm learning lately.
Very good. Very good. very good. Anyone else? One more. Why? What's stopping us? Roger?
I have found that what is stopping us is that we've been conditioned, or I've been conditioned all my life not to think that way. And so these neural pathways are in there. Every time I try to move over that way, it gets them back to no. So what I'm doing now on a daily basis is I'm practicing what I call walk with God. And I just, when I take a trip or go along, I'm making a conscious effort to continually communicate on a continuous basis.
Right.
And that's different from a normal pattern.
Right. Right. So we have people, places, and things as we're growing up. We have energy that comes through our parents, just genetically transferred to us. We have our own thoughts and beliefs on issues. So the combination of all of that, or stories, as we've said before, that go into the brain or heart, and they're trying to stop us, because remember we said this is the human side, and the human side is trying to tell you that this can't be done or isn't done, or it doesn't work one way or another. Well, that's why we developed this technique, this God Factor technique. We developed it for the reason of, we know what's going on. We know there's programming here and programming here, no matter who you are. I don't care what you believe. I don't care where you come from. We all have programming. All that programming is trying to stop us. So I was thinking about how do we move forward with that programming. This is what we've been studying since September, these techniques, about moving out of the brain and heart and moving forward. We have the steps necessary to do this, the Q statements, the quality of life statements, and this is all on the videos that you can watch. And Mary can give you information about that. So we have the quality of life and living statements, we have the Q water, we have the meditations, we have the therapies, all these things. We move forward, we have the oils now. We've got a number of things moving, but guess what has to be done? You have to move. You gotta move, okay, because this doesn't happen by itself. And you can go back and do the old things that you tried before, but I guarantee you they're not gonna work. And they won't work nearly as well as they should. Okay. Maybe there are better techniques out there. Someday maybe I'll find something better. I don't know of anything better right now. Because when we look at this, we are living in a sea of information. All around us is information on every subject known to man. It's all around us. I don't care what your questions are. I don't care what you want to do. As long as it's part of your purpose and destiny, the information is there. So we have this information coming in and going out of this sphere around us constantly. I like to think of it kind of like a ship going through the water. When you're in the water, where is there no water? Okay. Well, we're in the water. Okay. There's energy around us every moment. When we go through that energy, just like the ship goes through the water, it makes a wave. Well, that wave goes somewhere. Just like when I'm moving, I'm thinking, I'm doing anything in this field around me, I'm making movement. Now, if my thoughts are negative, they're coming from my brain or heart, well, we know what we're going to get, garbage. But if it's coming from our spirit, we know where that's going to go. We know how that's going to work. So we don't have to do anything. It's already been done for us. God's there all the time. This information is freely available to all of us all the time. And if we're not getting it, why? And if you want it, you know what to do. It's there. You can't put your hand in water without making some type of movement in the water. Okay? This field around us, this ether that's around us, extends from us, from the deepest molecule of my body, all the way out to the throne room of God. Whatever you call God, I don't care, but from that point, it's connected. We're all connected with this. So it's not like we have to do anything other than just to believe and to ask and get our answers. That's it. Pat, when you did your fair this Sunday, would you mind standing and tell them what the difference was this time versus the last time?
I don't know how many of you have been to the Addison Fair, but he asked me to compare the Addison Fair with the Plano Fair. The Addison Fair seems to me, of course it's smaller. Some of the same vendors are there as the Plano Fair. The Addison Fair, the people that come through seem to be more enlightened to me, a little bit more tuned in to alternative things. Whereas in the Plano Fair, it's free versus cost money to get the other one. And so it's a much larger cross-section of society. A lot of people, I call them tire kickers, they're just curious. And then some of the people that are in the alternative world. We have some of the same healers and vendors, but in the Plano, they have a lot of other extraneous stuff. People selling things and whatnot. So, the energy is a little different. Addison's quieter, seems to be more concentrated focus. Plano is much more lively because there's music and belly dancers and all kinds of things going on. It's fun, but the energy is a lot more uncontained.
Also, since you're talking about this, you finally came out of the closet. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the difference about being your true self, coming out of the closet, versus trying to be something else?
Well, it feels cleaner.
Okay, but what happened this last show? You came out of the closet.
Oh,
What was the difference?
Well, I was able to help a lot more people.
Okay. How were you able to help?
They came to me looking for help, answers, and so actually, in the past, if I would just had my energy healing tag out, they'd walk by energy healing, okay, and they pass by.
Okay.
But, and I was doing card readings too, so psychic work and whatnot.
Right.
I said, okay, so I'll put a sign up for the whole thing, and so I get people that are interested in having card readings. And so a lot more people came through and talked to me, so.
It was a lot more interesting this time, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
I can't compare, but I can tell you, as someone who was objectively walking around, Pat had sort of an aura of energy around him that was attracting people to him.
Very good. Very good. And I would think a part of that is because you're on your path.
I was on my path of being honest.
Yeah.
I had fun with it anyway. I came out of the closet, people looking like, what?
We knew what you meant.
No, here's my wife, I'm actually good.
Oh, this is funny. So by the next show in Addison or wherever you want to go, every one of you needs to accept a booth and start doing what you were born to do. Or at least,
Like Ruthie with your oil.
Yeah.
You would do great with your oil.
but whatever that is, whatever you were born to do, it's time to find it. Because God's not holding us back on that. There's no lack of information. It may not be easy to follow your path. It may not be easy, but it's worth every bit of effort. The purpose of what we're doing is to allow you to come out of the closet, all of you, and start getting this information so you can really turn on the abundance that God wants for everyone, for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your country, for the world. Okay, that's our purpose. But until we understand it's freely available and we'll follow it, well, we're going to be like everyone else out there. Am I making my point? Okay. So we're going to play a little bit this week. We did some work last week on looking at telepathy. We're going to choose 3 people this week. And we're going to look at numbers from 1 to 5. Okay? There'll be 3 people, and they're going to choose one of the 5 numbers, each one. Okay? Whatever numbers they choose, that's all right for them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's got to be one of those numbers on each card with each person. So, Scale, can I have you as 1? Okay. Danny, can I have you as another one? Okay. And I have you as the 3rd. Okay, so we have A, B, and C. Okay. So, Mary, do you have those cards that we had, the 3.5? Oh, here we go. All right. So. Yeah. Don't mind. Pass one down to Danny. And we've got one here. Now, whatever number you choose, if you don't mind, if you just come up to the front, all 3 of you. Just come up to the front. Okay? And put your number down on the card. Okay, on that card, whatever that number is. Okay, so, yeah, whatever you choose. You choose 1 through 5. Just one of those numbers. Okay. Hold it in half so that no one sees it. So that no one sees it. Okay. Now, on the sheets that you have, if you didn't bring any paper with you, you can write on the back of those review sheets. Okay. Let's say we'll start here. We'll start A, B, and C. So Danny will be C. Okay. Now there'll be a pre. This will be the pre, and there'll be a post. We're going to be looking at the same numbers using two different methods. Like right now, the pre is just as they're standing there. Okay? The post will be a slight change to their environment. Okay? All right, so I'll give you a few minutes, and you decide what the numbers are. And if you don't mind, if you'll just keep sending that out, whatever the number is, just keep sending it out. So imagine they're all getting it.
Write down the number I think that they pick.
Give you one more minute. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn on our sound machine. I'm going to turn on that laser, and I'll have you facing the wall now, and I'll project that laser towards your back. Okay, so let me turn on this here.
So this is considered the post.
This will be the post. Okay, excuse me here. Excuse me. Okay. All right, so let's see what we do next. Now my A, B, and C people, if you'll project your thoughts into that light field and allow that light field to find the people behind you, and tell them the answers through the light field. another 30 seconds. Okay. Okay. Have you hit the lights, please? Okay. Now I'm curious, we'll get to the numbers in just a moment, but while you were doing this, did you pick up any information about A, B, or C about their day, or what they were thinking, or about any impressions? Anyone? Were you completely focused on the numbers? Okay. Okay. The trick is to start focusing on nothing. Start expanding it and let the numbers come to you. Okay, in other words, you may pick up information about their day. Maybe that's your strong point. Impressions about what they're thinking, that may be your strong point. Doing tricks like this may not be part of your strong points. But to get to that point, it's nice just to open up and just allow whatever information needs to come to you. Okay? But we'll start where we are. Okay? So let's go with A.
I have 4.
4. Okay. Okay. Anyone get that number? Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Seal? B? Good. Okay. Okay, anyone get that number? Very good. Very good. Danny? Right. Very good. There, you got all 3 of them. Very good. Very good. Yeah, very good. Now, were you sending out, what were you doing as you were sending it out? Were there any type of images you were using?
Focusing on the number 3.
Just focusing on number 3? Okay. See.
I was just mostly just 4, but then it crossed my mind I was B4, and that was connected with bingo.
Well, it was funny because I kept throwing out the number 3. So, it was like the number 3 kept being pushed out. So it's funny. It's funny.
That's kind of funny because I'm picking up 3, and
Yes.
I got them all wrong. But I had it that the 2 ladies had 3, okay, and that he had 2.
Yeah. It was very powerful. The numbers you were sending out were very powerful. Now, how did you do it? Larry, come on, stand up. Tell us how you did it.
I went down each one of them, and as I walked through the numbers with them, I wasn't thinking about, as you said, open, but I was just walking through the numbers. The number 2, in the pre, the number stood out to me. This
Okay.
is the number, and I couldn't get off that number.
Okay.
Now, when they turned around and the lights were on, I did the same thing, and when I hit their number, it got real bright. The lights were just,
So when the lights were flashing,
I hit that number,
thank you.
that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Please.
I got it in the pre, the two numbers were right, but in the post it was totally wrong.
Okay. It's okay. But what you did by using the resonance and looking for that answer and then having that agree with the lights, so let's try that this next time. Very good. Very good. Very good. So let me turn off this. Turn that off. That's the one behind. Good. Okay, I tell you what, let's get another 3 people up. Good job. Good work here. Thank you. All right. Sandra. Sorry. And Dennis. Anyone? Okay. So why don't you guys come up to the front? Okay. If you want to bring a chair or something to sit in, we can do that. So. That will help a little bit. so you decide on the numbers. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't think it got to you last time.
Okay.
The number down.
Please, if you'll put the number down, fold the card in half. Okay. Any number from 1 to 5. Okay, you ready? All right, so
Who's A?
so Sandra will be A, okay, then B and C. Okay, all right. All right, so you guys just project out those numbers any way you can. Just imagine you're all writing, all the people here are writing down those numbers in your mind as you're seeing your numbers coming out. And we'll do it for another 30 seconds. Okay. All right, so let's do the same thing. Let's get the sound machine here. Let's go here. All right, let's put the flashing lights on. And I believe the way Larry did it was that he was looking down the numbers, and whatever number would correspond to the appropriate person, you would see it almost like flashing in large. Would that be? Yeah. That's why this is flashing, for that reason. Okay. So let's do that. And I'm optimizing the frequencies and the pulsations too. There we go. There we go. Remember, just keep an open mind. Let the numbers come to you. Or whatever information is there that you need to get. Another 30 seconds.